So there we go. Game number 2 is going to be coming up. Home map for TheRapl. Ghost Lake it is going to be the choice for him. And let's see the civilizations. Yeah, it's gonna be a Loki for Ardeshir. Okay, now that's appropriately themed for the winter theme map. Apparently it's gonna be double gold start. Seems like both of them are gonna be... yeah, this one is definitely safe, of course. Nice wood line. Gonna be having some ore there, but much more importantly, the gold mine is gonna be overall quite nicely positioned. Now as well to the top. Yeah, that kind of reminds me right now, Rotten Banana, about Hunt. That potentially check out the recorded game for the first game. What the hell happened with the rhinos in there, because I was just really legitimately confused about it. I'm gonna be having to look at it again. So on the left flank here, this is going to be TheRapl with one of the gold mines, pretty safe as well. You can see good wood line, gonna be helping protect it. They've been helping it, or they will be helping it as well, as the second is a bit more open, even though it is behind the base and pretty much like back one, having some berries in there, at least not on the gold mine. A few polar bears in the middle, they are a bit of food, they are not bad. Polar bears are like 200, right? So that's quite a nice spot. And the next one is gonna be a bit further forward. But are they having some starting piggies? It seems like it, maybe not. Maybe it's gonna be the starting Auroch actually, rather. Which so far has been discovered by TheRapl. Okay, haven't exactly noticed it the last visit to his base. So it seems like that everything is in proper order. Another hunt here to the right side. There is a patch of berries. And so far we don't see the hunt for the opponent. But yeah, well, that's kind of how it can be on the original maps. That maybe even sometimes you're gonna be getting all the hunt on one side of the map. And, well, other occasion it's gonna be on the other players. But hopefully this is gonna be a bit of a good map. We are past the veto range. There is 90 seconds for the match. Otherwise the rules for the tournament are fairly simple. 3 god choice. You're gonna be having best of 3 in the first round. And the next ones are best of 5. Semi-finals, finals are ready with best of 7, so you're gonna be getting plenty of games in basically like all the further rounds, as there are 3 matches in the first one. First one is done, this is the second, and then Hellstravich and Hagrid is, yeah, the last one in the first round. There is a best of 3, and all the rest are gonna be then with higher count of games. I have Orno is apparently gonna be pursuing us, as it was the same in the first game. First one in the last game as well. Or the first one, second one that we actually discovered there. It seems like there's gonna be another hunt here. No, and it almost seems like this is gonna be heading into the situation where really the hunt is much better positioned for one of the players. Seems like it's gonna be TheRapl getting a bit lucky again. So, seems like that Ardeshir is a bit cursed with the map spawns. But yeah, well, hopefully he's gonna be able to somewhat deal with that. And I'm also looking forward to what he's gonna be playing with. But nonetheless, as a Loki, he can maybe actually stay safe from the Hermes. And quite possibly it's gonna be Athena Rush coming up from TheRapl. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really liking Athena Rush overall. You can probably tell if you follow me a bit longer. So let's see what's gonna be happening with that, as he's gonna be dropping a temple to protect slightly the gold mine at least. And Rotten Banana, I don't really have any kind of rating on EE. I'm casting only for the community, potentially hosting tournaments and stuff like that, and doing other things that are needed for you, the players, to be having some good enjoyment with Age of Mythology and also Age of Empires 2. You can see right now Mithril Horseshoes, pretty quality relic, but not really all that certain we're gonna be seeing too many horses here from TheRapl. I guess it slightly depends if he is going to be aiming for the classic Athena Rush or if it's going to be something a bit more standard, I guess. Maybe it could be. Maybe really it could be. So therefore don't see any kind of hunt on the left side yet. Doesn't have to be meaning that it isn't there. Yes, there is at least one on the left side. So he's really unlucky that he went to the right flank and he didn't go to the left side, which is obviously the hunt. He should have been picking first. But overall it seems like there are gonna be simply 2 spots for each of them. Yeah, positions seem to be actually... Oh, they are not that significantly different, but they are slightly better for TheRapl. I don't think it's too much of a significant difference, but nonetheless, it is still nice. As you can see, I'm gonna be right now having polar bear here already eaten. Yeah, the 200 food, it's still good hunt. 400 in total, he's then gonna be switching into the caribous. So for absolutely sure, especially when he's a Loki, and therefore he does have Ox Cart and doesn't have to be worried about spending for another granary, then very good way how to spend actually the time of his villages, gathering the food here. So on the left, he may be continuing there as well. It's a bit lower hand. You can see only 4 caribous. Definitely we know bigger herds from the game. So otherwise, the gold mines, they are on the other hand. No, if it wasn't and if it weren't for the second small gold mine in the base, it reminds me of the fun game in Wednesday, or on Wednesday, that we were streaming from Harley with the second gold mine. For those who actually know, yeah, well, it was quite a bit something. But nonetheless, here it's going to be actually a reasonably good position, even though it's beyond the wood line. It is still in the manner and in the way spawned that Ardeshir can protect it. The one to the left side is kind of alright as well. Just what is maybe a bit funny is the TC here. That is the front from TheRapl, and that is going to be certainly quite a bit of a challenge. It's far away from him, but he still does have the second in the heroic. So since I'm expecting this is going to be a classical age fight, seems to be going for the Athena rush. He did go Athena, yep. It seems that this game might be even decided before and kind of heroic, and TCs are going to be therefore relevant. As he's already picking up there for the one for the Mithril Horseshoes. TheRapl. Where is he? What? Okay, he's going to be taking the first one there for home, I guess in Ardeshir. What? Where is the second relic? At this point, just don't see the flags on the temples, so I guess it's not in. Oh, well, there it is. Okay, there's the flag. I just didn't see it through the house. Sorry for my newbie confusion here. So TheRapl already is going to be having the first one. Right now taking the second. I'm just going to assume this is going to be the other one. As far as the Mithril Horseshoes. But the first one is quite a bit more useful. That's the Eye of Ornu for Hippaspis extra attack. Yet again in the heroic. But yeah, well, it really depends if you're going to be actually getting there. As first, that's going to be quite nice right into the top side, as he did discover where the hunters are. Right now congregating from Ardeshir. And there is a very high amount of them here at once, which is definitely quite a bit risky. You can see 9 of them in total. That's usually something that you should be trying to avoid, because then it's a huge risk if you get discovered that simply your economy is going to be going into the complete gutters. Should be really fighting this at this point back, as he's, you can see right now, quite cleverly trying to kill the ox cart, which is going to be then making those villages a whole lot less effective, even if they possibly survived. No, well, and therefore it's going to be right now resulting into quite a nice circling around. I'm just looking if maybe there was some interesting movement closer to the base of Ardeshir, but with the hunt right now so demolished for a Norse, I'm really afraid that this is going to be really not entirely too much of a great start for him. No, afraid, we are pretty much sure about that. So very good play by TheRapl. He definitely knows where to put his knife on Ardeshir's body. And that's gonna be really bleeding. Well, he's gonna be bleeding quite heavily. You can see right now evil losing the army. And the Athena rush is certainly looking like quite a strong power in his hands here against Ardeshir. Gonna be already having farms at 8 minutes for the Norse. That is obviously quite a bit of a little disaster. And we can be playing the violin for that already. That obviously is gonna be signaling that TheRapl is gonna be quite a bit ahead. And he still does have some goats. Yes, he does. He potentially does have berries and another double squad to the top side that he probably shouldn't be afraid to use as well. Or either. No, and well, a few houses into the front just to potentially serve as some kind of extra protection. But considering how quickly he's right now demolishing the towers and will be having some opportunity to potentially also restore. No, it's looking really promising so far for TheRapl. At the same time, we also do see some number of Ulfsaks, sure, that's just some kind of quick army, because they get made quickly in 9 seconds. But we have the throwing axemen, which is going to be, of course, the important part to get rid of the hoplites, so that potentially the TC doesn't fall all that quickly, or, of course, even at all. Even potentially at all. Okay, so you're gonna be having some opportunity on a split army from TheRapl. I just also wanted to comment a bit earlier on how TheRapl was going away from the tower. That, in my opinion, wasn't any kind of misclick. He was trying to see if he can be getting out of range of the TC. I'm thinking that was what he was trying to do, because obviously he needs to be protecting the hit points at any kind of cost. So far it seems like we don't have any kind of extra upgrades. Nope, not really. Even on the hoplites, nothing from Athena there. But this battle actually could be a bit obnoxious, because the Ulfsaks are not really bad, but restoration is gonna be helping it quite a bit. As to the right flank, TheRapl is gonna be Trying to also go in with the Hoplites, as the Restoration is gonna be winning the battle. Question is if maybe it wouldn't be won even without it. And that's gonna be therefore the Resignation also coming up. And I was going to mention that he was also raiding TheRapl from the bottom with the Hoplites. And didn't exactly achieve much there. Maybe trying to block the berries, which definitely should have been the source of food instead of just going straight for the farms. But it means that, well, with the Athena rush working really well, map being, I mean, like, not that much more challenging than it was for TheRapl. Just unfortunately, Ardeshir was unlucky that he didn't go to the left side for the hunt that was here. And therefore, yeah, well, all kinds of unfortunate occurrences moved on from that. You can see it now even hiding the goat through back so that the opponent doesn't get it, of course. That's a classic play. We are in the result 2-0 and TheRapl being the winner of the match. And Fire Giant, thank you for the follow. You're gonna be looking maybe at some economical upgrades. You can see going really heavy into it as Loki. That usually isn't the case. Loki at max is gonna be having usually pickaxe. And Dax pickaxe plow is maybe a bit of an overkill here, but since he was already farming, then the plow is making good sense. And Dax on the other side already. No, and I guess let's have a look into the post game. And that is going to be it for the match for today. So that's going to be right now TheRapl ready with almost double the score that he already managed to gain. You can see, of course, quite high military, as there are not gonna be, unfortunately, that many kills for Ardeshir. You can see it now 617 to 3 without 4, so like 1900 at this point. Resources more for TheRapl at 10 minutes of game time. That is, of course, similar advantage as we have had in the last game. And apparently for unit skill, I think that was the same for Ardeshir even in the previous game. Yeah, well, didn't work out as well. You can see 545 because of the complicated hunt. Yeah, simply because of that. Otherwise, of course, it and he would have been advancing a whole lot earlier. But yeah, well, that's how it can be. Obviously, original maps were a whole lot more challenging than the ones that we are used to, for example, on Titans currently on the balance patch. So you need to be accounting for that appropriately. And therefore, that's also putting a whole lot more importance into any kind of scouting, as losing, of course, as well, plenty of the hunters in that first raid by TheRapl. That is also something that's going to be just inevitably setting you so much back that it should be against an experienced player like TheRapl is really hard to maintain the game after, or having any kind of chance really to really reasonably expect a good success in a tournament or even non-tournament after that. Now, good play by TheRapl. Congratulations on the victory in the first round of Evil Destroyers Vanilla Summer 2021 tournament, and good job and good luck in the second round, where he's gonna be playing with whom? He's gonna be in the second round playing with Shelty. So TheRapl versus Shelty, round 2 in the winners bracket. But Ardeshir is not out of the game. He is gonna be still continuing in losers bracket that has been added, as I mentioned earlier, into the tourney, and he's gonna be waiting for the loser of match 4, which is No Mercy Berserker. Oh well, that's gonna be a tough one. That's gonna be a damn toughie, playing with No Mercy or Berserker, whoever is gonna be winning that really match that we are all looking forward to, as Berserker is arriving from the wild again, same as he did last year for the summer tournament. No, let's see what kind of form he's gonna be having this time. Definitely seemed like, as I have seen some mentions, that he is going to be preparing, or he is rather preparing for it, so looking forward to what he's gonna be able to perform and showcase. And I'm thinking that No Mercy, Shadowfax in the chat as well, it's probably not gonna be having too much of an easy time with that. Let's see. GG though. Okay, so that's gonna be for the match. Let's have a look onto the recorded game of the first one, as I was really interested in what happened with that hunt with the rhinos there. Yeah, there were 2 rhinos. Okay, so there were 2 rhinos, and there were 3. But I'm actually thinking there were 2 here, and this is a single. Yeah, I'm thinking this is a single. Is there something like that for the opponent here? Lone zebra only. Some Elise. Elise to the left side. There's the lone rhino. Okay, so there are lone rhinos, so it was 2 and 1, so it's fair. This one is unfortunately supposed to be pretty much Ardeshir's, so he did get a bit unlucky with the spawn anyway. Okay, it's gonna be at 1. Yeah, he killed him at the same spot, so I just didn't notice it. So sorry for the confusion during the game. Everything went fine with that. So you're just gonna be having confirmation of it at this point. Otherwise, berries, some gazelinos that were already eaten here as well. He even had a bonus of the hyenas. So I guess maybe that's even a bit better hunt for Ardeshir. Even though, of course, they fight back, nonetheless, it's a bit of extra food that shouldn't be too hard to kill. If you're gonna be paying enough attention and will be careful enough. As it seems like that, he was going for the even giraffes to the left side. And maybe he just gonna change his mind. Didn't even notice that, to be honest. But you maybe read it on the minimap. Yeah, and then he decided to be going back. And the villagers circling back into the base, it seems like. Wait a second. Yeah, I was going probably back here, right? No, not TheRapl. Ardeshir. Yeah, again, it was the probably low health villager. Oh, so yeah, apparently he did go back with that low health Willy, as far as I can tell, at least the one from the start in hunt. It's gonna be, of course, quite nicely picked off on the left. Yeah, I just didn't see that. I was just concentrating on this raid, I'm thinking. Yeah, I was casting, so you're gonna be seeing some other details here. Let's maybe have a look again on where the Willy went. No, well, and otherwise, of course, as I said, next matches you can be expect over the community somewhere over the weekend.
Πρόσεχε, έτοιμη. Λέγε.
She was standing here still the whole time. Going back. So yeah, this one to the top side. It was the one from the earlier hunt already. Okay, so that's what I wanted to see. So GG again. No, and as I mentioned, you can therefore then expect some more matches over the weekend and in the coming weeks. As you do have plenty of rounds coming forward, you can get exclamation mark bracket into the chat for the tournament bracket, exclamation mark summer for the tournament itself, for the info on that. That right now I can be fixing there for as well. Since the price pool changed from 200 into 300, so that I don't give old information here. So let's do it immediately. And you can then visit, if you are new here, for example, RTS-Sanctuary, RTS-Sanctuary.com, which is the home of the AOM community since 2003. There are going to be also recorded games from this tournament and any kind of previous ones for the past, 18 years. So feel free to visit for any kind of good fun and also discussions, of course, on current topics and maybe strategy guides, whatever you want, recorded games, as I said, and also plenty of mods that you can then download there and improve your game with. For example, those that you have seen here in my stream. So there is the summer tournament. Let's improve it into 300 euro. Vanilla Summer 2021 tournament. Check out the details. Let's maybe also slightly... Oh well, let's keep the link as it is. And there for now, should be showing appropriately. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Otherwise, on RTS-Sanctuary, you can be just the mods that I'm using, for example, the information on the units and buildings and everything, detailed one that is maintained currently by Ipert for Vanilla, for Titans, for No Patch, for Extended Edition, whatever the game you're playing. Then you can find it at RTS-Sanctuary, for example, in his mod packs, as he has also created some other ones like the UI that is also currently done by him and original by Ekanta. The tooltips were originally by Pete and Xentelian, and also DragonQ worked on that some years back. No, and you can then find, for example, AOT Encyclopedia there by Ipert, Hagrid and Logi with all the details how Age of Mythology even works. So if you're interested ever in the inner workings and all the details about the game, then AOT Encyclopedia is one to get. can also find it there, general discussion and mods subforum, or the subforum, and you can get the info there, and all the modding, same as all the others that we use here, for example, for the upgrades on the units and buildings being visualized, or enlarged font for the high resolutions today. That's also quite a bit helpful, especially for you, the viewers, hopefully. Otherwise, the fonts are a bit small to properly appreciate. And of course, something like a UI for modding on the original game with the editor. That's also useful there. But yeah, well, you can also find plenty of other things on Age of Mythology Heaven, which is the home of the modding community for Age of Mythology. So if you want to be getting into modding, then plenty of tools there, plenty of guides, and just active modders to help you out possibly, or plenty of custom scenarios, campaigns, game kind of like crossovers with Lord of the Rings, for example, that I always mention, or the Aztec Civilization by Warrior Mario for Titans, if you are interested. Definitely recommend Age of Mythology Heaven as well as another Age of Mythology important web. No, well, and the last thing we have been playing on Woobly, the best place for Age of Mythology and Age of Empires multiplayer. Be it Vanilla or Titans. On Vanilla we have been playing here on the expert patch, but nonetheless you can also play on the original 1.10 if you wish. You can play the Vanilla rated games here, as I mentioned, on Woobly in its lobby, so feel free to join. Or also, of course, join for Titans, as you can see right now, the lobby here, and play some classic games with Titans, either, again, Woobly balance patch, or feel free to play the original game 103 from Ensemble Studios. Really up to you what kind of version of the game you want to be playing and enjoying. Your choice, your enjoyment of the game. And you can also play, for example, some deathmatch usually here. Often are some games, especially in the evenings. That's kind of like the biggest time, of course, for Age of Mythology. Usually there are two spikes. About 20 GMT is one, kind of like the European one. And then there is about like 1 GMT at night. That's usually the Latino spike, where you can also get plenty of games as well. No, and otherwise, besides the game modes that I mentioned, you can play. Often there is at least like one game room with players playing against AI, against the bots, or custom scenarios like currently there's Zelda, or you can see Tiny often, something like Settlers sometimes, Fullwood Gold, Bloodsport, Tower Defense, RPG, Mythodea or Dark Mythodea lately we have seen, Gladiators, Choose Your Mutation, CBAK, Castle Blood, something like Norse Wars, maybe the famed Dwarven Football one of those days, or potentially even plenty of other things that you might be maybe remembering yourself, or simply bringing into the fold, and maybe somebody is gonna be interested in playing with you as well. So feel free to choose it and simply improve your chances at some good games by playing on multiple platforms if you wish. Definitely feel free to do so, as that's one of the better ways how to currently enjoy Age of Mythology and fit your needs. So okay, thank you very much for the follows, Rotten Banana and Fire Giant. Hope you're having some good fun today with the match. As I said, previous one, the first one we have streamed on Wednesday evening. It's here in the past broadcasts between Chrono JJ and Shenanigans. These were some really fun games, so recommended to check that out and expect over the weekend some more games to be coming up. As I said and mentioned, there should be either, so far it seems like either Sunday or Saturday, 17 GMT, is going to be Shenanigans versus Grand Monster. So sorry for spoiling if you were wanting to be watching that other match that I mentioned. So hopefully that it doesn't bother you too much. If so, then sorry. So that's one, Grand Monster versus that. And then next one that is supposed to be scheduled is No Mercy versus Berserker. Not sure when they're gonna be ready and playing. And then the next one is, at this point, winner of this match. So therefore, TheRapl versus Shelty. That is already available. And last one, Hellstravich versus Hagrid, which is not set yet. And it seems like it might be somewhere over the week rather than actually the weekend. So not sure how that's gonna be looking out and looking up and shaping up rather. No, that's gonna be there for it for the stream. I'm gonna be at this point probably heading for some run, and no, in the evening, not sure what's gonna be coming up. Maybe I'm gonna be trying to see if maybe you're gonna be getting the Diablo Resurrected going again. Last week it was quite a bit of a lag experience, unfortunately, also due to my computer and also because the optimization is not the greatest, but we'll see. Maybe it's gonna be no stream today, but we should be having stream on Monday, which is probably gonna be Heroes of Might and Magic 3. On Wednesday, we stream always every Wednesday in the evening GMT. It's Age of Mythology community games, so feel free to stop by on that time. You might be interested in that probably. And Thursday, we'll see what we're gonna be doing. Bit open. Yesterday, we streamed a new Baldur's Gate-like RPG, isometric one, Black Kaiser, Couriers of Darkness. I was really quite thrilled about it. I was having good fun with that. We're playing the demo. Next week should be coming up with early access on Steam, so keep an eye on that if you're into RPGs of that old school variety. But yeah, well, we're gonna be having to figure out what we're gonna be streaming as a game, and there is gonna be a possibility of some Age of Empires 2 in between as well, either in English or in Czech, as we also stream some tournaments in that. So I'm thinking that's gonna be there for it for now. Feel free to also visit Ardeshir's stream, VC_Ardeshir. That's what he was streaming upon. And let's see who is there for right now. Streaming possibly for you to continue some good Age of Mythology. And therefore, what's up? There are some streams going on. So you're gonna be hosting something. Seems like that Nolus is actually streaming, so let's probably throw it to him. Yeah, seems to be streaming some 1v1s. So let's probably do that. So okay, thank you very much for watching. I've been Blackadder at Blackadder's Place. Thanks Destroyer for hosting the tournament. Everybody else for stopping by. That means Shadowfax for the chat even here. Schalke, Rotten Banana, Arkantos, Bebino, Barek, Stretch Your Back, or the Stretch Your XX, and Swoop Whoop at the very start. Thank you again for the follows, Rotten Banana and Fire Giant, and no, see you later. And hope you had some good fun with the match, and we'll be having some more with good Age of Mythology. Not only vanilla from TheRapl as well in the next matches, but especially Evil Destroyers and his tournaments. See you then.